So is this open? Yeah, I'm just going to go through your bags.
Today, Officer Daniela has decided to check the bags of a couple who live in Melbourne.
I've got a husband and wife. They arrived off the Vietnam flight.
Simple questions about themselves and their holiday may reveal any inconsistent details and highlight a more serious problem that needs further investigating.
So was that your first trip to Vietnam?
No, second.
So are you enjoying your retirement? You travel a lot?
I've got a chooks, I've got a...
You got chooks, yeah?
Lambs.
What's this one? Your coffee? Yeah, all right.
You can have that, that's right.
No, that's all right.
I think you better never use it.
So far, everything seems okay.
First impressions, lovely couple, very happy to have a chat. Just seemed like a couple that have been away on holidays and have returned happy and relaxed. So do you like Vietnam?
Yeah,
Good for holiday? Yeah. Where did you go?
We went for wedding
To Vietnam?
and nothing happened.
Okay.
They were going to get married and one went down, there's something wrong with the papers that we get married.
So the wedding never went ahead?
Nah.
A friend. Do you know the friend?
Travelling all the way to Vietnam for a wedding that never happened seems unusual. But it's even stranger that the would-be bride and groom has asked the couple to bring back a bag that contains 9 packets of food.
What they give us is no airs. I have to give it to someone. See,
Oh, they gave you these ones?
yeah,
You have to give these things to
it's for a friend.
a friend.
It's his sister, all
Oh, it's for someone else. Okay.
Yeah.
Just going to x-ray your bags, okay?
Carrying any items for other people across international borders is not advised. And for this elderly Australian couple, this situation could easily end in tears or even jail. A young South African man who's already spent 3 months in Australia visiting family is returning after a short trip to New Zealand.
This passenger has arrived on a tourist visa. He was previously here on the same tourist visa. He's only departed 10 days ago and has come back into the country.
He says he's back for another 3-month holiday. But first, officers need to clarify a number of issues.
Do you have citizenship or permanent residence in any other country?
No, just South Africa.
Just South Africa? And have you ever been known by any other names?
Well, I'm a dancer, but I just have a dance name. That's just a stage name. But in terms of my actual name, it's just Preston. Yeah, I don't have any other actual Yeah.
Okay, what's your dancer name?
Crazy Keizo.
What sort of dancing do you do?
Breakdancing.
Breakdancing? Okay. Do you do that professionally or?
In South Africa, I just did it to I did it professionally to just teach kids.
Officers are wondering how the man will afford his stay, as they have major concerns about his lack of funds.
So you said you only had $15.
Cash. That's
Okay.
cash, yeah.
And how much money do you have in your bank accounts?
At the moment?
Yes.
Probably the equivalent of about $50 or so.
It's a worrying amount of money for someone who has no work rights in Australia.
The reason that you've been, stopped today and you're being interviewed is because you have spent a reasonable amount of time on shore previously, 3 months. And so we just need to make sure that you're here for the purposes that you state you're here for, which are tourism purposes, because that's the type of visa that you're on, which is tourist visa.
Officer Alicia wants to run some further checks and begins with confirming his occupation.
So I'm just YouTubing Crazy Keizo because he said that was the name that he goes under for his breakdancing.
His story so far seems legitimate, but new evidence has been discovered that may prevent him from entering Australia.
We have found some things in his mobile phone, so I'll be asking some questions around that today. Preston, I do have to put this to you. Whilst you were in Australia last time, I'm going to ask you up front, were you working?
I'm trying to think.
Husband and wife have just arrived from Vietnam and their luggage is being x-rayed for any organic material. Based on the image, Biosecurity officers believe they may be carrying foodstuffs, even though the couple has failed to declare anything.
Incoming passenger card is in their language so that they do understand it. Hi there, just want to ask you some questions.
Officer Gale uses a Vietnamese translation booklet to make sure the couple read and understood all the questions.
Nothing? Okay, I need to look through these.
As the bag search begins, the officer immediately finds a mysterious parcel wrapped in plastic.
What's this?
Sit in.
Because the couple's English is poor, the officer has no choice but to open the parcel and check if it's a biosecurity concern.
Dishwashing liquid.
Yeah.
Ah, soap. Okay. What's this one? Same?
Yeah.
Just check. Yep, soap.
The mystery packages check out okay, but it doesn't take long for the officer to find food in the couple's luggage.
What's this one?
Okay.
Ah, look. I think that's roasted lotus seed. Okay. This, you should have put yes. You put no. That's wrong.
But that's only the beginning of the undeclared food items.
What's in this one? Fish.
Fish.
This is food. We need to look at food.
Passenger may think it's a laughing matter, but for biosecurity officers, the situation is potentially very serious.
So this friend of yours that was going to get married, he's back here now?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow he
We'll
comes
fly
back.
together.
Oh, okay. So how do you know this friend? Is it just a friend from Melbourne?
We knew when he was baby.
Oh, okay.
This elderly Australian couple may be about to learn the lesson of their lives. Never carry anything across the border that belongs to someone else.
I've just found a bag that someone has asked this couple to bring into Australia. It does raise a few suspicions with me because normally people would just carry their own items. Do you know the friend or?
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
Oh, you know the person you were giving this to?
Yeah, they were two girls.
Oh, two
I was
girls.
too scared to, in case it's something no good, I say, I have to declare it, see? So I don't know.
Oh, yeah, because it's food, yeah.
Their empty bag has been taken for an X-ray to see if there is anything hidden inside.
No, that's fine. All consistent with the empty suitcase. The bag's fine.
Supervising Officer Mitch is briefed on what has been found so far.
They've got all these food items. Someone's left them a note for them to bring these packages back. Yeah.
While the 9 packets that were located are X-rayed, the couple show no sign of nervousness and appear more bewildered by the attention than worried. These could simply be exactly what the labels describe the packets to be.
Authentic and delicious Korean taste. Label's 1 kilo, so we'll see. Feels about a kilo. And we've got these ones that looks some sort of seafood on the front. Soup stock.
But there are still a few details about this that are raising alarms.
People don't usually have it packed separately with a note to give to their friends. Coming out of source countries like Vietnam could be potentially a concealment for narcotics.
Jetstar 735 ground, pushback approved.
Whilst you were in Australia last time, I'm going to ask you up front, were you working?
No.
Australian Border Force officer Alicia does not believe that this South African breakdancer, known as Crazy Kazo, was simply holidaying with family on his last visit to Australia. And she has the proof.
We have gone through your phone and there are several messages here. So you've said here to your grandfather, I might stay here for another 3 months and do more work. And then you've gone on to say, I can pay you back over the next 2 weeks from my new job. What do you mean by that?
Basically, that's just helping out family. Because if I, let's say, help out Granny Jill, like my gran at home, I'd basically cut the grass for them or cut the lawn because she can't do it. And then she would just say, okay, listen, here's this $50 just for you to help go out for your weekend, basically.
You've actually stated here, hey John, just reminding you to talk to your mate about that brickies job when you see him.
Yeah.
So what's that message about?
Okay, honestly, I tried to organize the job and nothing ever happened, nothing fell through. Because I asked him, hey, can you talk to your friend about this work? And he said, cool, I'll talk to him, and nothing actually ever happened from that.
Okay.
But Officer Alicia is not convinced.
You know, I'm going to ask you clearly again, and be honest, have you worked in Australia when you were here last time?
Yes, I did good work, yeah.
Okay, what sort of work? What sort of work did you do?
Basically, my uncle, like he does like a bit of gardening sometimes. So I would help him out at home, and then he would kind of just give me cash for that. So any sort of work that I was in was all kind of family-based work. So yeah, that's me being honest.
Under immigration law, this is still considered to be work. And Crazy Keizo now faces the possibility of his visa being cancelled.
Food. This should be yes.
In Sydney, this couple arriving from Vietnam has been caught with a large amount of undeclared food in their bags.
This one different. Look, more fish.
Fish.
Yeah, it's fish.
Fish.
Fish, even fresh fish is allowed as long as it's been eviscerated, which means that the stomach and the gills are not in the fish. This is actually fillets of fish.
But while the fish is allowed to come in, they have another item that definitely is not.
What's in here? What's it made? Oh, fresh ginger. This one, not allowed. Not allowed. Yep, not allowed.
This is fresh ginger.
Yeah.
And with all of this that they haven't declared, then there's those things there they haven't declared.
Well, the card is in their language.
Exactly. They really should be fined.
Absolutely.
But they've got no English.
A Vietnamese-speaking officer is brought in to help understand the passengers' reasons for not declaring all their food.
The declaration was completed by a passenger who sat next to him on the flight. Okay, his eyesight is not very good. He normally wears two reading glasses over each other to actually see.
I saw him do that.
Yeah, so they relied on the passenger who was helping him out.
The translating officer explains to the couple that they won't be fined, but that it is important they fill out their own passenger cards for their next trip.
They should, in the future, answer yes to any of the questions if they're in doubt.
This retired Australian couple says they were asked by an old family friend to bring 9 packets of food back from Vietnam.
Your friend organised your trip, the flights and everything?
Yep.
Even the accommodation there?
Yeah.
Okay.
The X-ray may not indicate any clear difference between the powdered food that is supposed to be in the packets or any powdered narcotic substance.
It's a bit hard to tell, really. I mean, it's labelled as soup stock. It's pretty thick. Powdery, consistent with soup stock, but we don't really know, so we might have to open one up and just have a look and see what's inside.
Officer Daniela wants to know more about the person who asked them to transport the products.
Does your friend work here?
Yeah, he's a truck driver.
Oh, he's a truck driver, that's right. You said he was
He
a
used to be
postman.
postman for, now when he was younger. How many years he's been postman?
But this man, your friend, is coming back tomorrow.
Tomorrow, because we couldn't get all together.
You couldn't get all together, yeah. Okay. So did you pay for your own tickets to go to Vietnam?
Yeah, before, we give him the money.
You gave the friend the money or? Okay. Oh, he bought your ticket? Yeah, okay.
A swab test may help to clear up this whole situation or become the worst nightmare for these elderly folk. South African breakdancer known as Crazy Keizo is hoping his visa will not be cancelled, despite admitting he worked illegally by doing small cash-in-hand jobs for his Australian relatives.
I was basically looking forward to coming back to Sydney, see the family, show them the photos from the family in Auckland, and just to kind of have more memories, you know, and just to kind of like spend more time.
He now has a final chance to convince officers why he should be allowed to re-enter the country to visit his family.
The reason why I feel my visa should not be cancelled is because I stayed true to the initial reason of my visit, which was mainly to see family. The main reason for me doing work was mainly to help my family, especially my grandfather. He's not always able to do certain labor work around the house. I have the type of personality where I like to sort of pay my way. I don't always expect a hand-me-down, and I saw it more as pocket money than actual sort of work for my labor. So for me, this is a very big wake-up call. And if I was granted my visa, I would just go home to see my family and hug them and take lots of photos.
Okay, thank you.
Officers will consider his response and decide if Crazy Keizo should be allowed to enter into Australia or be sent home on the next available flight.
Hey, if I get let through, I will do the most insane set out there of just pure happiness. I'll do some backflips, I'll do some spins just for you guys.
After a positive swab result for traces of the key ingredient to make methamphetamine, officers in Sydney are becoming increasingly worried that this elderly Australian couple may have been set up as unwitting drug couriers by a family friend.
So you gave him the money to pay for your trip he organised?
Before we left from here.
They seem to have been lured to Vietnam to attend a wedding that never happened and then convinced that they should bring the bag home with them. But that doesn't mean they are off the hook.
Okay guys, your food packages, they've come back for traces of drugs. So we just need to open them up and just see what's inside, okay? There might be nothing, it might be a false alarm, but we just need to check, okay?
I don't know, I've never done this before in my life. I don't know nothing bad.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll just open it up and double check.
I don't know. She says she's gonna pick him up. That's her. I don't know. You took him. I don't know nothing bad. I've been in Australia.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We're just going to check.
Never done this before.
No,
I
that's
don't
all right.
know nothing bad.
Okay.
We just got it. That's our procedure.
I've been in this country for 50 years. I'm clean. I wanna do that thing.
Professional breakdancer Crazy Keizo is about to find out if he is going to be allowed to re-enter Australia to see his family.
Okay, Preston, I have taken everything into consideration, all the evidence before me, and a decision has been made today to cancel your visa. Okay, so you are now being detained and you will be removed from Australia as an unlawful non-citizen.
It's not the outcome he was hoping for, but he is philosophical about the decision.
The way I look at it, there's probably a reason I need to go back to South Africa. Like, I just agree in that sense.
I do wish you all the best. All right. He's breached his work condition of his visa, even though he didn't see it as, you know, being that big because he was working for family, cash in hand. It is considered to be work under the law, so that's what basically rules in the end.
Yeah, I feel pretty gutted, I'll be honest. I just didn't expect my journey to end this soon and in this sort of manner. So for me, it is a bit of a shock. Yeah, it did kind of mess my plans up a bit, but we're just gonna have to just roll with the punches, hey? Hi, Grandpa Kenny. Hey, how you doing? I've got some news for you, and I don't think you're gonna like it.
Your food packages, they've come back for traces of drugs.
A retired Australian couple has just been told the bag they have brought back for a family friend has packets of food that may contain the precursor drug that is used to manufacture ice.
I'll never take money. You can check me up. I know nothing bad. He said you take it. I said go no room. He said I go and get a bag and put it in the bag. That's all I know.
Okay.
The fella's coming tomorrow.
He's still in there, still in Vietnam.
But who are you going to give the packages to? Is
His
someone going
sister
to...
supposed to pick up the bag. That's all I know.
Your girlfriend's sister?
Yeah.
Okay, so the girlfriend's sister is going to meet you here and collect the
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
That's all I know.
No
Yep.
problem. Okay, thank you.
If this so-called friend of theirs is due to return to Australia, officers will make sure they intercept him. But in the meantime, a chemical test of the contents of the food packets will be conducted to confirm that it is ephedrine.
It's positive to ephedrine.
I want to go home. Nothing to do. I'm a 67-year-old woman.
The couple will be taken to a private room for further questioning by investigators and be frisk searched.
We're just trying to ascertain now whether they had knowledge of what was in the packages of food. A customs investigation unit will be coming and they'll conduct some interviews with the passengers to help in that matter. So we're just going to have a taped conversation now, guys, okay?
Today, in Sydney, Australian Border Force officers have major concerns about the passport of this Chinese national, as it has failed an initial security check at the primary line. Suspecting it may be fraudulent, the man is escorted to a private room, where officers carry out a baggage search. And their concerns are raised even further when they locate yet another questionable document.
Have you seen this one before? No. I've seen many Chinese driver's license and they're not like these. No.
His passport and driver's license will be forensically examined to check their authenticity, while a formal interview will be conducted with the passenger to determine how they came to be in his possession.
Mr. Lee, can you tell me where you got your passport from?
我老婆给我办的，她在什么地方办的，我也不知道。
helped me get this passport. I don't know where she put the application to.
我也不知道嘛。
I didn't ask.
Did you have to fill out an application for the passport?
不是。
No, I didn't fill out anything.
Did she buy it of somebody else?
我不知道。
I don't know.
What about your driver's license? Can you tell me where you obtained that driver's license?
我在办驾照的时候是。
Applied to a driving school.
Okay. He's not admitting to anything. So, Officer Alex puts forward his suspicions directly to the passenger.
We believe that driver's license itself is not genuine. We also believe that the passport is not genuine, therefore putting your whole identity into question.
Previously, on border security, an elderly Australian couple arrived at Sydney Airport and told officers they had been invited to a wedding in Vietnam by a family friend.
So how do you know this friend? Is just a friend from Melbourne?
We knew when he was baby.
Oh, okay. Your friend organised your trip to go there, yeah?
Emily?
But at the last minute, the wedding was cancelled.
Well, when there was something wrong with the papers, they couldn't get married.
So the wedding never went ahead?
Nah.
And the would-be groom asked the couple to bring a suitcase with them back into Australia, which contained, amongst other things, 9 packets of food.
Oh, they gave you these ones?
Yeah.
They've got all these food items. Someone's left them a note for them to bring these packages back.
Okay.
And it was confirmed that they contained a total of 5 kilograms of ephedrine that could have produced 2.5 kilograms of methamphetamine or ice with a street value of up to $700,000.
Positive to ephedrine.
Okay, guys, your food packages have come back for traces of drugs.
I don't know nothing bad. I've never done this before.
No, that's all right.
Nothing bad.
We just got to.
The
that's
pair
our
were
procedure.
clearly shocked, and the officers believed that they had no idea of the bag's illegal contents.
I'm clean. I got nothing to do with those things.
But there is one way that could prove their innocence.
This man, your friend, is coming back tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So today, in Melbourne, officers are sure they have now caught up with the couple's friend.
We have a passenger coming in now. He's arriving from Vietnam. We believe he's got something to do with a seizure that we just had in Sydney, and we're going to try to find out if he's involved with that.
They are already suspicious that he is transporting illegal drugs himself.
We believe that he could be carrying packages on his body, on the lower part of his back. What's your background? Are you
I'm a truck driver.
You're a truckie? Oh, all right, cool.
A key question is, why did he suddenly decide to travel a day later than he originally booked?
11th. Oh, so you said you had to change your ticket?
I had to change my ticket because I stayed longer.
Oh, why'd you decide to stay longer?
In an extremely unusual moment,
Because I was in trouble when you get rid of them, so I could talk about.
Oh, okay.
the man decides to remove his false teeth and gives the most surprising reason Officer Ben has ever heard for someone to delay their flight.
She caught me cheating.
Oh, you got caught cheating. How'd she catch you cheating?
Her brother seen me.
Okay. Oh, that's a bit awkward, isn't it?
A little.
My question is, tell me the truth about your passport. Where did you get it?
In Sydney, Australian Border Force officers are interviewing a Chinese national after his passport failed an initial security check at the primary line.
And we believe that the passport itself has been fraudulently altered. Can you tell me anything about that?
那我不知道啊。
Well, I have no idea.
Claiming his wife gave him the passport and that he knows nothing, it will be taken for further analysis. While the driver's license found in his luggage will also be inspected to determine if it is legitimate.
One of our checks is for UV. I put it under our UV light and it is not reacting in the way that I would expect. The paper is not UV dead.
And there are other, more obvious telltale signs that this document is a fake.
It's not normal for birthday to be written instead of date of birth against someone's biodata, so that also concerns me. I think this man has a collection of fraudulently altered documents.
To confirm Officer Barbara's suspicions, the passport is handed over to document examiners who will look for a number of sophisticated security features embedded throughout its pages. While they cannot all be revealed for security reasons, if these indicators are not found, then the document is not genuine.
Our points of concern were the checksum,
Yep.
the number on the
That's
top
right.
of that,
Yep.
and there's some other features that we're also concerned about. We have sought advice from our document examiner and they agree prima facie this is a fraudulently altered passport.
Yeah, totally agree.
Attempting to enter Australia under a false identity is a serious offence. And Border Force officers need to try and find out who this man is and what he is really up to.
Look, I want to know, your passport, no good. It's fraudulent. Your driver's license, also fraudulent. Tell me about this.
我也不知道嘛，我老婆给我办的。
Yeah, again, he's saying he doesn't know. Wife got it from me.
Did you know that it was fraudulent?
我想问一下，就是看看到底怎么回事嘛。
He's saying he doesn't know anything about the passport. Not sure what happened. That's why I haven't had it now.
What about your wife's passport?
我不知道嘛。
I don't know. She has already gone through.
She's already gone through.
Officer Alex is surprised when the man reveals his wife was on the flight and passed through the primary line ahead of him.
Interpret, I'm going to be suspending the interview. Current time is 12:06 hours.
Attention quickly turns to trying to locate the man's wife out in the arrivals hall.
She's born in 93.
If she is also travelling on a fake passport, officers need to find her urgently before she leaves the airport. Australia's biosecurity officers have the enormous task of stopping exotic pests and diseases from entering the country.
These ones here, they're not allowed.
The seeds that you have here in your bag, these are a high-risk item to be brought into Australia.
However, not every bag that arrives is accompanied by its owner, due to the bag being delayed, diverted or lost while in transit. But before they are delivered or picked up by the owner, they need to be checked for any biological threats.
All right, we've got, see over here, Hickson, we've got an unaccompanied bag here. It's a large organic mass in the middle of the bag. It's taken up quite a lot of the bag. Some of the material to me looks like some sort of grainy type
Yeah,
material.
I can see that, and the rest of it's all spherical.
Sphericals. Not too sure what it is, so that definitely needs to be investigated.
All right, we'll definitely look at that.
Okay,
Thanks.
great. Thank you. Whoops, look what we've got here. That's the rice that we saw on the X-ray.
Yeah, looks like it's a bag that's broken open. Yeah,
So I'll get
it's
some
a
of that
container
one.
of it.
Yep, can you have a look at that one for me, mate?
Yeah.
I'll go through the rest of the bags.
And it seems that checking this particular bag has stopped an extremely high-risk item.
Oh, what do we got here?
Australian Border Force officers have confirmed that this Chinese national is trying to enter the country on a fraudulent passport. He claims his wife gave it to him, and he has just revealed she was on the flight with him and has already been cleared. But officers suspect the woman he is referring to may not be his wife at all.
It's possible that the woman is actually an escort. An escort in this sense is someone facilitating the safe entry into Australia of someone that may be under scrutiny by immigration authorities at the border.
It's more than likely that this woman seen here on airport CCTV footage will be travelling on a genuine passport. But it's strongly suspected that she's been recruited to pose as his wife, to give the impression that they're a legitimate couple simply here for a holiday.
No, I'm just going to go straight in and ask him. Okay.
After obtaining an image of the woman from airport security footage, Border Force officers step up their investigation.
My colleague Ross has gone to the public area of the arrivals hall. We want to locate her, to identify her identity, find out a bit more about him and whether they are in fact actually husband and wife.
Back in the interview room, Officer Alex questions the passenger about the woman.
You stated that you're travelling with your wife. Can you tell me, how long have you been married?
12年了。
12 years.
12 years. And she is your wife?
对啊。
Yeah.
Do you believe that she'd be waiting for you at the airport, or would she have left?
我不知道嘛，也没
I don't know.
Okay.
The man is giving nothing away. But out in the arrivals hall, a female who says she's here to meet him has been located, but it's not his wife.
So the onshore contact has identified Alex's passenger as her uncle that she met 6 years ago in China, a distant relative. Yeah, okay.
It appears that the man's story, as well as his identity, may be completely fabricated. The elderly couple who were caught yesterday in Sydney with food packets filled with a precursor drug say they were set up by this man.
This is the first time this has happened to me, or is.
Oh, you got searched?
No, I've never been searched yet.
By customs?
I've always, because I've had nothing declared,
Just going straight through?
Yeah.
He has arrived in Melbourne, but has made no mention of the elderly couple or the wedding he had invited them to in Vietnam.
It's not worrying me.
Yeah.
That's your job, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm a truck driver, I'm used to getting bloody pulled over for no bloody reason and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I've got nothing to hide.
Finally, a question about the man's day trips makes a direct link to the couple.
Did you just went on the tours by yourself?
At the time I had friends with me.
The Vietnamese friends?
No, I took some Greek friends of mine. They come with me.
Oh, so you went on the tour with the Greek couple while you were
they're
there?
Australian, they've been here for 50 years.
Oh, yeah.
They've looked after me in the past, you know, like when I was a kid.
Oh, so you've known him for a long time then?
Yeah.
Oh.
There is still a good chance the man is also trying to bring drugs into Australia. A swab test could establish if this is the case. Biosecurity officers have opened an unaccompanied bag from China after the X-ray indicated that there were a number of organic objects inside.
Oh, something in there. Looks like a duck egg.
Duck eggs from Asian countries can pose a serious risk of transmitting avian influenza, otherwise known as bird flu.
I can see there's more in here. Think it's a concealment? I mean, it clearly looks like one.
I think I've got something else of interest here as well. I'll take that out. Eggs and rice.
Look at the size of those. Those are either very large duck eggs or goose eggs.
I mean, there's a pong to them as well.
Actually, these might be those Chinese 1,000-year-old eggs, the ones that they bury in soil. They dig them up about 6 months later and eat them.
It was extremely important that these eggs were stopped from entering the country.
The risk with eggs, of course, is there are a number of diseases that affect birds which can be transmitted by the egg, which are not found in Australia, things like Newcastle's disease and avian influenza, which can be transmitted to people as well. But if either of those diseases got out in Australia, it would completely devastate the egg industry, the poultry industry, and could also affect our native wildlife.
As the bag is unaccompanied, the owner cannot be questioned. The eggs are seized and a notice will be placed in the bag to explain why they were taken and some information about Australia's biosecurity laws. Officers have linked this man to an elderly couple who claim he tricked them into carrying 5 kilograms of a precursor drug used to produce ice. And now, a swab of his own bag has returned a positive reading.
The officer before, he did trace detection swab. He came up with a reading for amphetamine.
You check it?
Would you know why we could get a reading from that?
No idea there at all. I've never even had anything to do with that.
Okay.
The man has told officers that he booked the couple's flights and filled out their incoming passenger cards. And in a worrying sign, officers have found a number of blank cards in his bag.
He had about another 10 incoming passenger cards that he intends on completing for other friends and family that will be going on tours to Vietnam. This was in his bag, and this was in here.
Okay.
He grabbed a bunch of cards on the way in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only because you can fill them out before you get to the airport. You've got it all filled out. You know what you're doing.
This may suggest he might be planning to swindle more unsuspecting people into transporting drugs.
Oh, you fill them out for him.
You're saying you often travel to Vietnam with like friends from Australia, and your missus wants you to bring more friends over?
Yeah, because she enjoys it.
Are you planning on going back there again soon?
Oh, hope so. Hope so. Well, it won't be much of a relationship if I don't go back.
And Supervising Officer Craig has just noticed something else that seems suspicious.
Why do you have a bag inside a bag?
Because I didn't want to carry 2 bags.
Oh, right.
That one's got a doona in it. That's all it's got.
Ah, okay. A doona. You don't need a doona in Vietnam, do you?
No.
The bags and the bed cover will be x-rayed, but officers are more concerned that he may be concealing narcotics somewhere else.
It appears the passenger could be carrying packages on his body. He could be body packing, just because there seems to be lumps around his back, the lower part of his back.
So you don't have anything on your body today?
Oh, my teeth.
Your teeth?
Yeah, he took them out because they were falling out.
Keep them in your pocket. All right.
Also, we've had positive readings from the inside of his bag for amphetamines. So because of that, we're going to do a frisk search.
This Chinese national has attempted to enter Australia on a fake passport with a woman posing as his wife. She has already left the airport, and there is now a different woman claiming to be his niece who is waiting for him.
The onshore contact has identified him as a distant relative but called him uncle. She met him in China 6 years ago.
It's been confirmed that the woman he was travelling with holds a legitimate passport. But when officers check with the hotel that they're supposedly staying at, there is another reason to suspect this has all been an elaborate scam.
We called to confirm the booking. About 15 minutes ago, there was a booking in the passenger's wife's name. However, he was told that the booking had been cancelled about a minute before he rang.
Oh, right.
So This also adds to our concern that the person claiming to be his wife is actually an escort.
Border Force officers believe they have uncovered a very sophisticated plan designed to get the passenger across the border with a fake identity. He is issued with a notice of intention to consider cancelling his visa and given a final chance to offer an explanation.
Okay, Mr. Lee, what is your response?
我的护照不是假的，跟我的护照跟
My passport and my driver license are fake. Can I go back to China?
觉得没有了吗？我就
I want to go home now. That's it.
He finally admits that he knew the documents were fake, and it's a clear-cut decision for Border Force officers, and the man's visa is cancelled.
As you are no longer the holder of a visa, you have been refused immigration clearance. You are now detained under Section 189 of the Migration Act.
It looks like the story that an elderly couple told officers, that this man had set them up to transport illegal drugs into the country, might be true.
Yeah, he's told me that he knows the people that were involved in the seizure in Sydney. They're a lifelong friend that he's known from his hometown.
Although all his bags and belongings have been thoroughly checked and x-rayed, nothing has been found. He is also undergoing a frisk search because of a concern that an unusual bulge around his waist could be a concealment. The frisk is negative.
We're satisfied that the passenger isn't carrying any illicit substances today. However, we do believe that he is involved with the Sydney seizure, so we've referred that to Investigations Branch and they'll be talking to him now.